Okay, I think they can hear us now. I think they can hear us now. I think they can hear us now. Okay, let me just test that. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. It was a mess. Yeah, it was a mess. One second, somebody's calling me. Yeah, hello. 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 Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Ìjọ kan pẹ̀lú. Yes, citizen wa ló sọ̀rọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Wá wá wá. Ẹ má bínú mo wà lórí live broadcast right now. There was a problem that was going on, but ẹ má bínú màá pè yín padà lẹ́yìn yẹn. I'm just on the live broadcast now. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun. Màá pè yín. Ẹ ṣeun. Ó dà. Okay, so now. So, hello again and welcome back to Season AY. I want to first of all apologize for the earlier broadcast. I don't know if you can hear me now. I hope you can hear me. Let me just test in it now.
Are you live?
Yes, I'm testing it now. Hello? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? One second, please. I'm just trying to go and check it. So when I'm trying to do something and then somebody calls, it's difficult to. Hello? Yes. Okay, good. We're back. We're back. We're back. Sorry about that. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon. We're back now. Apologies for that mix-up. That was the voice had gone there. So we're gonna share that again. We'll share it on the platform, and we want you all to help us, of course, reach as many people as you can. It just the volume had gone, and I tried to fix it, and it wouldn't do the work we wanted it to do. So, but we are back now, and like I said, so we're back now. So I'm just trying to check. Okay, okay. Do confirm if you can hear us. So sorry about that. Sorry about the mix-up. So it is back now. We're back live, and everything is working fine. So quickly, just a quick update on things. So now I want to just say apologies once again for the mix-up and for the latent, slow um, 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 problem with the voice. For some reason, it just wouldn't. It just went. But we're back. So um, what we are doing right now is to talk about the issue of the constitution. Um, Please, when we're talking about the issue of the constitution, it doesn't mean that we've forgotten about Yoruba Nation or Biafra. That is not what it is about now. What is about now is to try and address the sufferings of our people. The government has passed bills giving 70 billion naira to 500 people in the National Assembly for their accommodation, for their homes, for everything else. And they've given only 500 billion naira to 12 million people out of 200 million people who are suffering. That is why this program is important for us to do. That is why we are bringing this program up to talk to people, to make you understand what is going on and be part of the discussion. Once again, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want to, of course, once again, apologize for the break in that transmission earlier on. We were speaking, me and me and Bright were really discussing, thinking that everything was working fine. Normally, I would have been aware of it, but I want to thank my brother Akalamagbo TV for alerting me to the no volume situation. So, with that said, we are going to continue with the discussion now. We're back live. I hope you can hear me. Thank you very much for your understanding. Please, if you're watching us for the first time, don't forget to go ahead and share this broadcast on all platforms, because the information that we're trying to share here are information that's really going to impact the lives of our people in a positive manner. And ultimately, the things that we want to achieve in terms of self-determination will ultimately be achieved by taking the steps that we are going to discuss at length in the broadcast today. But before we go too far into the discussion, I want to, of course, welcome my brother who's been very patiently waiting.
Are you sure the volume is high? Because
Yes, I can hear the. Can you hear me? Can you
I
hear
can hear you, but I tried logging in on YouTube, but
it? I can
the
hear it
voice
now.
the voice is low.
Is it?
I guess
Okay.
because it's not coming out.
Oh,
I mean,
hang on.
the audience can hear it.
Yeah, they
Okay,
can hear
that's
it.
good. That's no problem.
They can hear it.
All right.
I can hear it. Can you all hear me? Please, whoever is watching, let us know if you can hear us because we don't want to have that same problem again. But nonetheless, we are grateful for your support. What we are trying to do here is to really bring awareness, shine a light. All of us have powers within the system, and shortly we will go into detail about that. But before we do, I would like to introduce to you my very special guest. It's been many of us who have been part of the struggle will be familiar with the name Bright, and is a young man that's been through a great ordeal that has still to this day is still to this day having a huge impact on his life. Um, and on it, he's had it's gone through a lot, and it's all down to the failure of governance that we've had by successive government in Nigeria. Bright, I know when we talk about the subject, we spoke about it earlier on, but of course the volume wasn't there, so people couldn't hear us. But when we talk about this, I really wanted to. I'm sorry to bring you back to that awful time, awful period. I wonder how you can talk to people about what happened in the Mediterranean Sea when you were in the coast as a migrant trying to cross the sea from Libya to Lampedusa. I think it is. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In Brazil. I wonder if you could just. I'm really sorry about this, but sometimes I think to really emphasize the point for the people, we have to talk about really difficult things like this to make people understand that what we are really talking about here, by taking the steps that we're going to talk about now, it would actually make people be aware that, okay, you know what? We don't need to go to the Mediterranean Sea. What we need to do is exercise the powers that we are shortly going to talk about in the broadcast. So please, can you tell us how the awful story of how you lost your girlfriend in the Mediterranean Sea, dying in your arms as you were crossing from Libya to Lampedusa, and of course the the problems that you faced whilst you were in Libya itself. So in the short synopsis, Bright, if you could give us a bit of insight into that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And also, if you do feel it's too much, if you can't go into certain areas, do let us. You can
Yeah,
pause it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
I would
So
have loved to talk about that. Maybe we'll do that next time if I prepare, because sometimes when I talk about these things, I'm unable to sleep,
okay. You
and
see.
I don't like to take pills.
No.
I don't like to be taking pills. Even
No.
my therapist
Okay.
asked
You are
me.
seeing a therapist right now.
Yeah, I
You
take
see.
therapies every week. Every
Right.
week I go for therapy.
Okay.
So that's why I will not be able to talk about that now. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fine.
But
That is fine. That's
I
fine.
like to let you know that you really helped a lot in
Oh,
terms of you are more. What you did for me was more than the therapy I receive now, and then
oh.
I'm really very appreciative.
No, no, this is about you.
So,
It's not about me, please. We are.
so
It's about you. It's about trying to get you to put your story across. And I'm really sorry. And I do hope. And please continue to receive
yeah,
therapy. It's really important.
yeah. That's why we are very. Me personally, I'm very skeptical about what is really very important is what you have today that we are going to be talking about,
That's it. That's it.
and how it's going to help my people,
That's it.
because I represent my people of
That's it.
Biafra,
That's it.
and how it can help everyone who have probably heard my story,
Yes.
and to understand that Nigeria do not have the ability to run a civilized society,
No.
and we are right when we are asking for self-determination, so we can have the avenue to create the type of life that we need.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Oduduwa people will need a better life than what
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is offering them, even if their politicians
Mm-hmm.
are living very fat.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also applicable to my people. We want to have a good life. We want to have a better life. We want to develop our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
With Nigeria, many of our talent will continue to dry off like this, and that is not what we want.
No.
They don't just rob off of our talent and our ideas, they rob us of our taxes, and they rob our resources in our land.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Nigeria have continued to advance with land grabbing and many other things, many other items that they portray, like a grazing route and so many other things, you can feel that these people are not really Nigerian, as they said. They are not really out for you and I or for our land.
Mm-hmm.
They do not only grab our land, they kill our people.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
they incite division.
Mm.
Like, for example, my name is Osai,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see somebody from the north trying to tell me that I'm not Igbo.
Mm.
Somebody who is a foreigner is trying to tell me that I'm no longer a member of my family, and my family is a different kind of people entirely. And I grew up hating myself, hating people from the another side, not knowing that I'm hating myself. So they have robbed us of our identity. As Biafran people, we are fighting for identity, and we are fighting to ensure we have a better life. I can tell my story here, but I tell you, my heart will not be able to carry it when I go to sleep.
Yeah, no.
And
please. That's why I said if you feel, because I suddenly realized that it's a difficult thing, and sometimes you may be able to, if you're not feeling up to it, don't. But anyway, basically, what happened was, really traumatic, and you survived it, but you're managing. And the reason why you had to do that journey was because of the failure of governance that we're all experiencing right now in that place. And hopefully, by what we're doing now, we can begin to at least address those things and get our people to have the powers that they need to have. So, Bright, once again, welcome. And you are, I'm really, you're a true warrior, honestly. For you to still be smiling, having gone through one of the most terrific, horrific ordeals of one in life, I salute you, and we will continue to wish you well, and wish you to be strong and healthy. And I know so those memories of your late girlfriend will stay with you forever. So but we understand. But what we are trying to do is to try and get some headway, and I really am grateful that you are able to elucidate and to really vocalize your concerns about your people. Despite all of this, it's interesting to hear you talk about people back home. You have completely forgotten the things that's actually impacting you on a daily basis, even as we speak. And that shows the commitment to the people that we really need many people to have, to really key into and use and actually bring to the fore. So, Bright, honestly, I salute you, and I'm really, how I don't say this just on camera, I say it off camera. I really hold you in high esteem, and your commitment to seeing a better future for the coming generation at the expense of yourself. That is it's commendable. And it's not to, that is what we're really saying here. So, with that said, one of the things that I wanted to do, Bright, was to talk about the Constitution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, me and Bright are going to do something here. Bright, if you can, I will put something on the screen, and then maybe if you can share on your side, if you do, or you can send it to me and I can share it, your translation, and you can read. You can read what it means. So, but let me start off first. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that brought us to do this program today was that we wanted people to be aware that we have constitutional powers within the Constitution. Yes, we all know the Constitution is fraudulent. It is not representative of we the people. We did not have a referendum in place when this Constitution was imposed on us. It was not passed into law via a referendum where the people freely voted for or against it. That didn't happen. That is why we're saying it is fraudulent. It is not representative of the people, but nonetheless, it is the basis upon which elections every 4 years has been taking place. So on that basis, we have to refer back to it and the powers therein to be able to see what we can use for our citizens, our collective brothers and sisters, Igbos, Yorubas, Middle Beltons, even the Hausas, to know that they have powers within that constitution to now begin to hold their governors to account. Because up to date, many people have not been able to hold their governors to account because they were unaware. The Bible, the Quran, and all of this have all distracted the people from the central message within that, even that flawed constitution. The constitution, many people are not aware, that constitution has more power than the Quran and the Bible combined. Constitutionally, that constitution, if there is any law, if there's any law that really conflicts between the Bible and the Quran and the Constitution will override. The Constitution will override the Islam or Christian religion, Christian law. It will override it. It says so on section 1.3 of the Constitution, and I will show that to you as we go along as well. But let me start off here now. So, what I want you to know is this, and please share this broadcast. It is very important. Before we get Yoruba Nation, until we get it, we need to know the powers that we have within the current Nigeria and how to be able to use that power. To that extent, that is why this program is being done. And that is why we are relaying this program. So let me show you something on the screen as we speak now. As we speak, this is what you see on the screen. I'm going to quickly see if I can share it. I'll move it here and I'll see if I can share it. I want you to see that on the screen because I'm with Bright here, and I'll see. Bright, you may not be able to. He needs to see it. He needs to see it. So I'm going to try and do something here. Let me see if I can. Let me try this again. I want Bright to be able to see it. So let me just share the screen with you guys for 1 second. We're just going to do that. So now, we're going to put this here. 1 minute. Okay, 1 second. 1 second, guys. You will see it in a minute. I'm just trying to bring it up. Okay. 1 minute. It's going to come in a minute. I'm just trying to get it right. So sometimes you... Okay. Now, there we go. So, now you can see my picture and you can see Bright. Bright, are you there, Bright? Oh, you're still talking. Okay. Now...
I'm with you, Ayo. Just some seconds, please.
Okay, that's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, whilst Bright is going to join us, I would like you to please just follow us in this broadcast because it's really important what we're showing you. What we're showing here is very important. It is showing you the powers. You can see that we acknowledge that the Constitution is flawed. That is why we have the X on the board there. We acknowledge that the Nigerian Constitution is a fraud. It's flawed. It needs to be reviewed. So there is no doubt about that. But until such a time that it is done, it is important that we know the powers that it possesses within it. And that is what we're trying to really bring about. I'm hoping that by doing this, we can awaken people to know the powers within the Constitution. So these are the two most important powers that we, the citizens as sovereigns, possess. And we are going to talk about them and how we use it. And we're going to translate it into, I've already done it in Yoruba, but Bright will translate it in Igbo and speak about it as well. And that was the object of the broadcast today. So once again, of course, I apologize for the earlier break in the transmission when you could not hear our voices or anything. I just assumed that it was working and I didn't really key into the fact that it wasn't. But anyway, so let us go ahead now. So I want you to look at the words here. I'm going to zoom in quickly there. You see, it says here, it is hereby accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through this constitution derives all its powers and authority. Now, when I first read that myself, I just said, yes, sovereignty belongs to the people. And I didn't really connect it to what that meant. I just read it and I thought that is the power and that is what is the constitution and they should abide by it. But there's a key thing that was missed in all of that, even by myself, because I've had to rejig things. It talks about sovereignty. That means that the government of the day, without receiving the the powers from without the acceptance by the 774 local government areas to allow for the powers to flow from their local government to the hands of the federal government, there will be no federal government. That's the words that were written in the books. So that means that every local government possesses a power, and the power is possessed in that everyone in that local government area standing together is a sovereign. So if you are in let me give you an example of a local government area. If you're in Abia North local government area, for example, so all of you in that local government area, when you stand together as one, you are a sovereign, and you can exercise your powers over the government by holding them to account. But to be able to do that, we need to go to the second part of the what you see on the screen, which is section 14.2c. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That section 2 is extremely important, 14.2c, because it shows you that our active participation in our governance is the most important ingredient that has been missing. We have been going to churches and mosques and participating in the churches and the mosques, but we have not been participating in our own governance, and that is because we have been trained by the system to not think ever about holding our governance to account. And that is very, very important for us to understand. That is why when they pass laws and they say they were going to make something or they will do something, we just say, okay, they will do it. And if they don't do it, because we are not monitoring them, because that's our role. Our role as citizens is to participate in our governance and hold them to account through what it says here, section 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That means that we, the citizens, we have the right to participate in our governance, and the most important right is that of a sovereign. So we need to exercise our sovereignty collectively in each of the local government areas by standing together and demanding for the things that are meant to happen in our local government area, quoting back to the government officials, look, this is what it says in the constitution. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, and we are the people. We want infrastructures in our community. You need to provide it. Here are the funds. You need to explain to us where the funds go. So these are really important powers. Now, we've talked about how we are going to use those powers, which is to participate. We need us to be actively participating in our governance on a daily basis. And the one more thing I would like to add is that when you start participating, you realize the community will realize they can actually instruct their elected officials to do their bidding. So when those of us clamoring for self-determination, like myself, when we've seen that the government is failing us, we can instruct our elected officials to pass laws, to go and pass laws in the State House of Assembly and the National Assembly to include a referendum clause in the Constitution to enable for self-determination to take place. So this is why it is really important to understand that these powers are something that we have and we must use. I urge us all, those of you watching, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, and I'm here live with Bright. So Bright, come on in, please. Let us talk some more about this. If you've got, have you sent me that the translation?
Yeah, I think I just copy and pasted it on your WhatsApp.
Okay, I'll see if I can get it out. Let me just see.
The Igbo translation of.
Okay, I'll get it up. 1 second. So
I can read it.
Yeah, let me just get it out first. I think it's better for people to be able to see it. It is better they can see it, because you see, we want this in the local languages, which is what is very important in all of this. Okay, so you got it here. So I'm going to get it out there now. So copy that one there. So let us get this done. Where are we at now? Sorry about that. Okay, yes, I'm gonna just give me a second, please. So Bright, whilst you're doing that, let me just so please, those of you watching now, familiarize yourself with what you see on the screen there, because that is very important information that we need to use. We need that information to be something that will be used on a regular basis within our communities to begin to empower ourselves. Because right now, many of us do not know we have the powers, and it is hurting us all. It is hurting us all. I mean, Bright, I was explaining to Bright, in Abia North, they received in excess of 203 million naira in January. 203 million naira in January. Now, how many of us can provide that on a monthly basis, as diasporans? That is what we are looking at. The financial cost of ignoring those powers, we can no longer afford to ignore. We can't. So let me just quickly do this and get the information that he gave me just now. So let's put that up. Okay. Yeah. So here we go. So we're gonna do this quickly, and I'll show you that this is in Igbo and in Igbo language, and Bright has been kind enough to, he will read it to us, and we want to use that as a very central thing. Okay, so let me just take that one out, since this is, give me there 1 minute. Okay, so now for my Igbo brothers, please do share this. Now the reason I'm saying this, and let me make it big so that people can see it. Okay, now, so Bright, I don't know if you can see it on this. Let me share the screen first, then you can talk about it as well. So we're going to show you the same thing that you see on the screen, 14.2a and 14.2c, but it's going to be in Igbo language, and Bright will read it to you. Now, let us do this. I just got a brain freeze just now. I don't know what happened there. I just completely got a brain freeze. Now, here we go. I think we're going to stop sharing the screen here. Now, let's share this one. So, okay, you put it there. Okay, you put it there, but I can do it here anyway. I can do it here. I think this is probably better to do here. So, share the screen. Let's share the screen here. Share. And then we'll do this here as well, just to be on the safe side for those of you who are watching. Okay, so, okay, it's not allowing me to do it for some reason. I want you to see it on the screen. 1 second, Bright. Let me just get this out for people to see. File. Okay, export. 1 second. Can you see it on your screen, Bright?
Yes, I can.
You can see
yes.
it? Okay, good. I wanted to just make sure you can. Sovereignty. 1 minute. So please do bear with us. Okay, so Bright will read that to us, and it gives us a better insight into why this is so important. It doesn't remove for the clamor for Biafra or Yoruba Nation. It doesn't. But it gives you the power to know that whilst you are in Nigeria, you have those powers that you can use to hold your governance to account. And that is really important for us to know. And that is what I'm trying to say here. So now that Bright has done that, so now, okay, so we move that. So Bright, go ahead. So now you can read it to people so we can help.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for still being here with us. And I'd like to read this in Igbo language.
Yeah.
In my dialect. So, inihiya osi otu akpụpụta na nke a ọchịchị bụ nke ndị Nigeria bụ ndị ọchịchị site n'usoro iwu a na-eweta ikike niile.
Okay.
Sorry, the translation is not very correct.
But you can you explain that to them in the language that they can understand?
Explain.
Okay.
I can explain. You know, ndị we ihe benire koni okeke lewu area lewu nke ndị wo ndị ọdịnala. Iwu ndị Nigeria wu iwu onye nwe iwu ndị Nigeria wu ndị Nigeria ile nwe iwu ọdịnala. Lee ike ibute ihe ọkwa, lee ike ịchị ọchịchị wu nke ndị ihe ile. Ya ihe wakpo ya ha ogimele ndị Nigeria wu sovereignty. Ya inwe ike ịga ịchị ọchịchị. Ya ike ọchịchị rie ka ndị ihe ile ya hụ wakpo citizen. Then Amoko.
The 14.2. It's not so much because that one. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
Amoko irieno ebuo. Aga ahụ na ndị mmadụ na-ekere oke n'ọchịchị ha ndị ka usoro iwu anyị siri ndị elezikwa mọkụ iri anọ nke abụọ nke si n'itinye aka nke ndị mmadụ n'ime ọchịchị ha ka ha ga-awụ n'aka dị ike iwu nke iwu anyị siri dị.
1 second, my brother. 1 second. It looks like it's in 14.2. It's in 2 parts. Is that correct?
Yeah, I first translated the image, then I took it along with the words. So everything now is double. Sorry.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure. Let me just make sure I take it off the screen because I want to make sure that people don't. So is it? So if I take away one double, it's clear. It will stop it here. I don't want to.
Let me correct that.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, please, because I want the message to be very, very clear in that dialect.
I'm correcting it. Let me correct it from the chat session, so you can just copy it from there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. So I'll copy from there. So 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, just to make sure, we wanted that to be said in Igbo language, and we will try and reach other brothers in other language as well. The reason I'm saying that is because I've done this already in Yoruba language, and I've done that on Duwati Radio. But I felt that we needed those who are speaking English, Biafrans who would speak other languages other than who would speak not Yoruba but other languages other than English, to have the opportunity also to know the power within the Constitution, because it is our collective effort that will give us the self-determination once we've exhausted this the belief in Nigeria, once we see that it's not functioning. But but we're not there yet. We do want the government to take action, and it is our daily participation in the governance will ensure that the things that the government needs to do, i.e. fix our roads, fix our water, fix our lights, we can use these powers to get them to do it. So let me just check what Bright is doing here. Give me a second, please.
Yeah, I corrected it.
Okay.
Section 14.2 and section 14.2c.
Okay, 2A and 2C. Okay, let me just quickly go and check that. So, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we're doing that, I'm going to stop share for a minute. Yes?
Yeah, I'd like you to understand that what I was speaking when I was explaining is it's not just an Igbo. It's an Igbo dialect. It's not a language.
Yeah. It's a dialect. Sorry.
Dialect.
Yeah, there are various yes.
A lot of dialect in
there's EBBO. There's others. There's yeah. Is that correct?
You say what?
There are EBB. There's EBBO. There's different dialects.
Absolutely.
And things. Yeah. So
many people confuse themselves with language and dialect. So that's where
okay.
Anyway, it's not their fault. It is
it is the system that's been designed. Yeah. So I am. Let me just quickly pick up what you just wrote here. So that the change. Who can see your message? So is that the change that you've done now? Let me just see. Is it on the chat section here?
Yeah, it's on the chat. Yes.
Okay. I think I see it now. Okay. So I'm gonna make it bigger. I want to make so that people can see it, because I don't want to give them. I want it to be very clear messaging that we're putting across, because it's very important. So let me just paste this one here. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna make that bigger, and then you can just, if you don't mind running through it again, please, because I know.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so if you don't mind running through it again, I'm just quickly gonna save it, then we can, and then we'll what is it called? Yeah, okay. So let's do this here. What's it called again? Okay. Yeah. Save. Yeah. Okay. Now. Okay. So now we're gonna put that up, and then we'll do it again, because I wanted it to be clear, because it looked double, and I was a bit concerned that we may give the wrong information to them people in that way. So let's take that out now. Okay. So let's go ahead, right? So we can do this. One second, one second. I'll show you in a minute. Where is it now? There we are. Share. Now share that screen. Okay. So now go ahead, Bright. Do your thing again. So 14.2a and 14.2c. Go ahead.
So amaokwu iri anọ nke abụọ n'ihi ya o si otu akpụta na ọchịchị bụ nke ndị Nigeria bụ ndị ọchịchị site n'usoro iwu a na-enweta ekike na ekike niile. So ihe bahụrụ ike na ọkịkị le iwu ndị Nigeria le ebelewe na-ewere iwu ha ka ndị Nigeria ya ndị mmadụ ndị nhịa bịa. Then amaokwu iri anọ nke abụọ ekete si n'itinye aka nke ndị mmadụ n'ime ọchịchị ha ka agụhụ n'aka ndị aka dịka iwu nke iwu esiri dị. So ihe bahụ na-ekwu maka ndị kala ego ntị si n'iwu ndị Nigeria ka ndị nhịa ya ndị mmadụ ndị Nigeria wulewe bi elime Nigeria so that iwu ahụ ọzọ ka nrụ wee rụpụ ọrụ wee chọkọ. Then nke isi iri enozi amaokwu abụọ nke si n'iwu ịchọ n'igwere iwu ka agha ime iwu hụ omena ya iwu 1999 ime iwu nke ọbụla ya ndị nhịa ịkwado ọbụla ya ndị nhịa ememe na-enwewe so that n'alị ezọrị mma ịma mọkwe nọ nke nọmba 2 si ya kwee ka nọ ewere ejiri azụ ngwa ahụ maka na ọzọ ọsapụrụ na ndị ọrụ wee chọọ ka alaeze ọga ihu. So that was what this section C, 14.2c.
Thank you very much. So it is very, very important. Now, thank you very much, Bright, and thank you for taking the time to translate it into Igbo language. Because it's important for people to understand these powers. Now, what we are saying, I'm going to stop the screen now. I'm going to quickly just change something now. Now, the reason why we're doing this is very simple. It doesn't matter for me now. It is not really about whether or not you are for one Nigeria or for Biafra. It's about right now we are in a place called Nigeria, and we have to use the powers that are currently within there, and to make the change. We have to use the powers that are within the current constitution. You will notice that we go to the churches and the mosques that we go to. They don't have the powers, these powers. Let me show you something in the constitution quickly. And I'll read that. Maybe you can translate it after also if you want to, but I'm going to quickly show you. So let's go to www.citizenry.org. We're just doing this on the fly. And then I want to just show you section 1 of the 1999 Constitution. And this is why it's important. Like I said, I am still for Yoruba Nation, and Biafra Nation is what we announced, and we need to go for that via democratic means, in my opinion. But we all have our own, and we're entitled to see things from a different point of view. And we understand that because of the injustice, many people feel it is time to go for self-determination. But the facts on the ground, the fact that Nigeria is still in existence, is an issue that we cannot avoid. So we need to use the powers that are currently within that constitution to get the things we can use to improve our lives until such a time that Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation materializes. That is what I think we need to do. Let me just show you section 14.2.3 here. So Bright, let me just see if I can bring you in there and just show you so you can see it on the screen with me. So where is it? Share. We're gonna share that one. Where is it? There we go. So those of you watching, I hope you can see the screen. I think you may be able to see the screen as well. Yeah, you can see the screen, those of you watching. Now, Bright, can you see the screen as well?
Yes,
Now,
I can see it.
now I want you to, I draw your attention to one area of section 1.3 of the Nigerian Constitution. Now, like I said, please, the fact that I am reading the Constitution and talking about it doesn't mean that it is something I believe in. I'm saying that the powers that we, the citizens, can collectively use, we must use it to get the benefits that are owed to, that are due to us collectively. That is what I'm saying. It is really important to understand that part, because I don't want people to think that I'm saying that I've abandoned Yoruba Nation. That's not the case. No, I haven't. I remain committed to Yoruba Nation, but in the face of the fact that our people are living in what is known as the territory of Nigeria, those laws will apply to them whether they want to go for Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation or not. And those laws being applied and the powers there, we need to use those powers to get the things that we need to improve our lives. So, to that extent, read this section. It says, if any other law is inconsistent with the provisions of this constitution shall prevail, and that other law shall to the extent of the inconsistency be void. The point I am saying is this: those people who are sort of talking about Muslim laws or Christian laws and everything else applying and all that stuff, this constitution is supreme above the religion or the religion of Christianity and Islam, because that is what it states in the constitution. So those of you that are relying heavily on those religions, you need to understand that the constitution, even though we want to break away, is supreme because it is written in black and white. Bright, I don't know if you wanted to say something about that. I don't know if that makes sense.
The thing is, the constitution is supreme, and what the people are doing is supreme. That is what the constitution is trying to tell the government of Nigeria, that what the people are doing is supreme, because what the people are doing is enshrined in the constitution.
Exactly.
If the constitution is there and the government is compromised, when I mean the government,
yes.
I mean the politicians,
yes,
and the military and the police.
Yeah.
And all the services, all the services that are engraved on that same institution and on the system. So if any of these angles fail, the other one will not be able to function properly.
No.
And if one is corrupted, once something is corrupted, it is very, very hard to renew it. The best way is to get a new one. This constitution has been severally contravened.
Yeah.
They have tried to remove the power in this constitution, but they are unable to do it because the power belongs to the people.
Yeah.
That is what this constitution is telling the government in charge.
Exactly.
For example, Ayo, the Biafran people decide to sanction the government to remind them about what the constitution says. And the people can choose to sanction the government economically. For example, like civil disobedience, like protests.
Yes.
And do you know that this government have also disappointed the law? Their actions have spoken against the law. They shut people down at all, which have given we, the Biafrans, another means to adopt a new tactics. People may not agree with it, but it is going to sanction the government. They will know the power that this constitution possesses.
Right.
By the time that the government of Nigeria will be engaged with 2 weeks sit at home, they will lose millions and millions. The only thing they can do, a government who is compromised and corrupted, can only play propaganda to the citizen in order to buy their conscience. And when he plays this propaganda, it damages the people.
Yeah, it does.
Like what is happening in our place, we've seen some government, institution of government, organized miscrime, go to schools and go to neighborhoods and commit crimes. They beat people up, they kill them, and they said it's IPOB, but the people know who is coming. And this is why they are unable to prevail. The constitution continues to prevail against the government of Nigeria, because in my place, people volunteers to do the sit at home against the government. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm in agree. I don't doubt that for 1 second, Bright. But what I'm really trying to really do here is those people, I wonder if they know that they possess this power that we've been showing on the screen so far. I wonder if they know it. I don't think they do.
To a certain degree, Biafran people knows this because some of them have followed up Citizen AY constitutional
Yes.
awareness
Okay.
campaign that
Yeah.
we did in 2009,
Yes.
2018.
Yes.
And I have shared the video. Even many people, some of the Biafran media warriors has been playing the broadcast and even give them the chance now to go and start revisiting many other points. But the point here is that for the fact that you are here, I am here, it is our job to educate them on this very fact.
Indeed.
Because
Indeed.
this will even go a very long way to open the people of Oduduwa
Yes.
to understand what it means to lose your land to another person. You see, it doesn't matter if you go deep details about the explanation of federalism and federal states. You will see many items that are there, like autonomous communities and the autonomous institution, and you see how the government, the central government, is supposed to respect the territorial integrity of these corresponding communities and regions. Which means any state existing under the so-called Nigeria supposed to be a federal state too.
Yes. Now, the problem that has been happening, and this is why I've been trying to do one or two things, to have the constitution translated to our languages. Because if that had been done, it would have removed, people would have been a lot wiser to what's been going on a lot faster.
Absolutely.
But they haven't. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but do you know why you guys are a little bit very special? Is that most of you do not face the challenges that we face in the South.
You mean the Southeast?
You preserve your language. I see you speak your language very well.
Yeah.
But do you know that many of us in this young age, we can't speak? Our language is washing away.
I know.
Our language is dying off. They have made sure that speaking your language, you will feel horrible for yourself by speaking. We even wish that they would speak Fulani or Hausa just to feel safer, to feel they imprisoned our mind, Ayo. This is painful, and why it is very hard for the government now is that the people they divided in the South, which we call they call them Niger Delta, but we don't answer that. We call ourselves Coastal Region. If you go there, many of them are waking up now. They are reading the Constitution, and they are beginning to see the damage. We are losing our language.
Yes.
Losing our land. We don't have rights to anything anymore.
Hence why this having the language, having it translated in the language such as we do now is very, very central. Because it's connecting the minds of the people back to themselves, and they don't have to translate in English to begin to
that
use
is slavery.
systems.
This is slavery. How can you have indigenous constitution and it's written in English? That in English have made it not to be valid as the law of the land.
Exactly. So I'm in agreement with you, and I well understand your reasoned discussion and how your point of view. I completely buy, and I buy into it in many respects. Of course, I view things in a slightly different way, but nonetheless, I believe that we have a common ground here. And the common ground now is that the people should know about these laws. Let me just bring the English version so that people can see that as we speak, as well, to remind those who are just joining us that we need to see the Constitution as a tool that we can use, that empowers us to get the infrastructure that we need. Because waiting for any government to do those things for us will not happen. When they say they will fix the roads, the money, they say they've earmarked the money without us actively participating, and we have the powers to do so. And I will shortly explain that in a greater detail in the second part of this broadcast. So please, those of you watching this, endeavor to share this broadcast, because it's got really important information and steps that you can take within your community. You don't have to wait for somebody else. You can take the steps within your community, coming together. Critically, you have to be coming together collectively in your community. When you stand together, you are able to achieve a lot more than if you stand on your own. When you can get the community to understand that they have these powers, and how to use it is through daily participation in the governance, holding them to account. You can make a change, and you can use that, and that will be the opening to arrive at the point where we insist, we send the elected officials to go to the assemblies and demand for a referendum clause inserted into the constitution. So that is really important point that I wanted to make there. Now, we are going to talk now about this issue of, many may not be aware, it's called the monthly allocation. It's a monthly allocation, federal accounts allocation committee. They give monthly allocations to all 774 local government areas. And before we came on the broadcast, I showed Bright in detail about two states, Abia and Akwa Ibom, and I picked randomly Abia North and Uyo, and we talked about how much money those local government areas are getting, and many people are not aware that there's money coming in. And what you need to understand, and why this power that you see on the screen is so important, is that the powers in this on the screen, the power in the screen, the power on the screen gives you power to question the government about those funds. And that is what we are trying to really get you to activate and use in all local government areas. Because the funds, frankly, the funds that are being given on a monthly basis in those areas, we as diasporans, we cannot match it. That is the reality. We cannot match those funds. So let me give you an example. Before we go there, I'm going to show you how to go to the monthly allocation and to be able to access it, how to get there. So let me go into the screen now and show you briefly. So to be able to access this in your own community, you need to go to something called the National Bureau of Statistics. I'm going to type it on the screen. I hope you can see it as I'm doing it. National Bureau of Statistics. I'm going to come back and do this later on. Let's type that in here. National Bureau of Statistics. I'll make it smaller because it looks like it might be a bit. So let me go here. So you need to type in. Bright, are you there? You with me?
I'm with you.
So I'm trying to show the steps to get
from my area.
Yes.
That's what I need.
So let me go. So we're gonna type in National Bureau of Statistics. So and exactly what you can actually do the one for your area, and I can do the one for my area as well. So we go to National Bureau of Statistics. Once you go to National Bureau of Statistics, it will come up, and you will see this. You will see this https www.nigerianstat.gov.ng. You click on it. It will says on it National Bureau of Statistics home. You click on that. Once you click on that, it will take you to another search a section, and it will come up shortly. Now I'm gonna make it smaller because I need you to see exactly what I'm typing. Once you get there, you go to the top. The very first one is called search. Now you click on search. Are you seeing it, Bright? Can you see what I'm doing?
Yes, I can see it.
So now once you click on that, you now go to the section here. You type in FAAC, which stands for Federal Accounts Allocation Committee. You type that in, FAAC. Once you type that in, you hit return. Once you hit return, it will now take you to another section, which is loading up in a minute. You will see that as we speak. So now it's taking you now to this section. Now I'm going to make it bigger so you can see it a lot. Now in this section, it gives you breakdown, a month by month breakdown from on the final a month by month breakdown of the amount allocated to all, not only local governments, state, local and federal governments as well. The amount they're given on a monthly basis. But the focus, of course, of our broadcast is the local government allocations, and it's really important that we follow the steps. So now you can go on. This goes as far back. You can go far back. I think up to 2018 or 2019 or 2015, thereabout. But we are, for the purposes of what we're doing now, we're going to focus on the amounts for December and January of 2022, December 2022 and January 2023. So you will go into the December 2023, December 2022. So we're going to click on this one here. We click on the thing here. You see it on the screen. Once you click on that, it brings you to this screen here. Now, the one you need, there is a PDF. The PDF is not going to be much use to you because it's got information that you can only read, look at. You can't do anything with it. You can't go into it. You just have to, it's just there. The one you really need is the download tables. You click on the download tables. Once you click on it, it will download onto your phone or onto your tablet or whatever you have it. And then once you click on it, you see on the screen, I'm clicking on this now. Now I've done it before, but I'm just showing you how to get there. So you can do that step.
Which part did you follow? E-library?
E-library, yes. Sorry, hang on. 1 minute, let me go back. Did you say e-library? No. No, I didn't follow e-library. I just, when you clicked on the timetable here, let me show you again. So I click on the timetable. 1 second.
How did you get to where you get a timetable, please?
Yeah, because you will see, download table. I clicked on that. Did you see what I just did? So once you click on that, it will take you to the spreadsheet. It's taking some time now. Sorry, let me do that again. I wonder. So can you see what I'm showing you on the screen here? Can you see that? The download tables. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Once you click on that, it will take you to this one here. It will take you to this spreadsheet. It will take you to the spreadsheet. Now, in the spreadsheet, let me see if I can do it live on air, because it's important that you be able to do that. Let me see. Let me try it again. Now, okay. So now, you see, now, once I clicked on it, it's showing me on the top of the screen. You can see, can you see on the screen? Just be above my head. Let me see. You see, I'm looking at certain things here. Can you see? Oh, you can't see that, can you?
No, it's okay. Yeah, I can see it. Yes.
You can see I'm highlighting disbursement December. Can you see that? So that is the one. Once you click on that, it will bring you to what you will see on the screen now. So I needed you to understand that, and it's very important. So it will take you to this section here. Now, in that section, let me make it smaller, because you need to be able to see certain things. I'll make it slightly bigger. In this section, can you see that there are like tabs at the bottom? Can you see the tabs? Some and FS, some and FG, state details, yes. Local government details. The one you want is the third one along, the local government details. So when you click on the local government details, now it will go into the details for you. So now, tell me your local government area, Bright, if you don't mind.
Ika South.
And where is that? Yeah. Is that which area?
Delta.
Okay. Now, so Delta State, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ika South. Okay. Now, we're going to go and look at Ika South in Delta. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Ika South. So you can see it on the screen. Can you see it?
No.
Are you looking?
The screen is showing the former PDF, the former site you opened. Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAC.
Oh, hang on. I'm sharing my screen right now. 1 second. Let me just check that with you. Because what we are looking at, let me see. Stop share. I'm going to come back in. Let me just go back in again. I'll show you. So the one I'm trying to show you is this one here. So can you see what I'm seeing now? Ika South. Can you see that? Because I'm showing you on the screen.
Yeah, I see Ika South.
Now, so that is from the spreadsheet.
1859.
No. That's not it. We're not there yet. We have to go to the point where it talks about the total allocation for Ika South. So this is Ika South. Can you see that now? Let me move that. Can you see total allocation for Ika South? It shows you that they got for December 243 million naira, and for 3 million 77,927 naira and 86 kobo. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Now, that is the amount that Ika South got for just December 2022 alone. Does that make sense now?
Yeah. So where does this money goes to?
This money goes to the local government area of Ika South. This is what the councillors, the chairman, this is what they get.
What are the files behind this document? Is it for payment of salary or?
The payment for salaries, repairs, for everything to do with running the local government. Everything to do with fixing your roads, your hospitals, anything you need, those funds are there to target it. But the problem that this is why I'm talking about this importantly, so for people to understand, many people are not aware that this money is being paid, and because we are not aware, we are not doing anything about it, and that means that these people are just looting the money. Then they clean out. You know when they talk, say people they clean out, they talk clean out. You know that saying, don't you, my brother?
Yeah.
So because we know they ask questions, and we can ask questions about this because of this, because the Constitution gives us that power, but we have never exercised it because they've been lying to us, they've been deceiving us. I'm saying it without unapologetically, going to any church and any mosque and expecting that when you pray in the mosque that they will fix your roads, you're wasting your time. They have no, the government has no responsibility to listen to any church or any mosque within the Constitution, but they have the responsibility via the laws you see on the screen to listen to the people. They have no choice, but the people must stand together. You see what I'm saying, my brother? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that is why we are showing this, because this power now gives you in Ika South, the people in Ika South, the power. Let me just, is it Ika? Yeah, 243. You see that? They give them the power to ask the government to say, look, you need to tell us where the money, local government, where the money is going. Do you know what they have done now? I found this out recently. All the local government areas, the state government and the local government, they have made an arrangement, because before Buhari left, apparently he made sure that the local government got the money directly. So when they couldn't stop it, the state government said, okay, fine, you know what, we will agree that you put the money into your bank account, but as soon as it comes into your bank account, you send it back to the state. You send the money, all of that money, back to the state government, and the government will now divide it. The state government will now decide where the money goes. But they are doing this because we, the citizens, we are not exercising our powers.
But why would the state government be dividing money? Isn't it the money supposed to go to the local government?
It is supposed to go. But some insiders told me this information, that they are sharing the money, and they're not they're keeping, because we're not asking questions as citizens. That is why they're doing it. They're saying they're doing something for us, and we all go quiet. But because unless we start using the powers that you see on the screen collective, that's why I'm saying it is so important that we begin to use those powers. 240, how much was it? 243 million naira for Ika South. 243,077,927.86 kobo. Imagine that. You know, Bright, to build a hospital, a 300-seater hospital in Nigeria, it costs 100 million naira. How much is in that place? It's 243 million naira. So they have money to build a hospital, 300-seater hospital in Ika South.
This 243 million naira.
Yes.
It comes monthly.
Monthly. This is what we are trying to really share. So when people get this information, we need to share this information, because instead of people, we need to understand and use our powers in a very, very strategic way. We need this money. Let me show you the one for, I'll show you the one for January. So let me just go and show you the one for January quickly. Where is it now? January. So I'm going to show you January, because we're looking at Ika South now. So Ika South, we look for January and find out what's going on. State details, local government details. Oh, is it slowing up? I hope it's not slowing up. Okay, it's not playing ball just now, but we'll come back. Okay, let me make that, I think that one away. 1 second, let me just try and make sure I get it right again. It's playing up now, just now. But that was Ika South that we did December. 1 second. Okay, this is should be now. Okay, we'll come back again. I'll come back in there, don't worry. I know what I'll do. Give me a minute. I'm getting to just go back a step and get the one for January.
I have the document now.
You have it now. See that?
Yes.
That's exactly what I wanted you to do. That is what I'm so glad you've done this live on air, because it shows now that it's not only me. You can do this. Everybody can do this, and you can scrutinize your local government area. That is exactly what the plan was that I had in mind, and I'm so glad that you've been able to do it. I'm so glad, because that means now that we don't have to. I don't have to explain any. You can really go and do this yourself, and encourage others to do the same thing. Okay, here we go. So now, let me show you the local government area for Ika South in January. Anyway, you can see it anyway. You can tell us. Do you want to share? You want to tell us the one for Ika South in January? In fact, let's do that, because that way, tell us.
How do I go to January?
You go to the local government details, and then you just simply pin on whilst you're doing that, and simply just you find it. You scroll up to it. It's gonna be the first, because it's on. It's on Delta. Delta is on the first list. You know, there's on the left side, the furthest left, the Delta is along that list. So you go down to, it's about 227. If you see Delta total, then you can go to Ike South. Let me have a look. Yeah, and I'm there now. I've got it now, but I'll show. I'm just trying to. So, you know, I said it was 244 for Delta South in December. Yeah. Well, it is 200, if I'm correct, 268 million naira, 305,027 naira and 32 kobo in January. So you can see it is over 15 million naira above what they paid in December. Are you following?
Of course.
So this is what we need. I'm not saying that we forget about going for Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying these powers, because we cannot imagine this amount of money. If we do not concentrate on this money and make sure our people get access to that money to build hospitals, like I just said, roads, water, and they can force them to do those things, because the Constitution states sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. So that power and authority is what we're using to command them to release those funds to us and to use it to fix our infrastructure in our local government areas. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is what the message is here, for us all to really take on board, that we have the power to hold our governors to account. And we even have the power, as we proceed, as we get used to using that power, to even demand for a referendum. We have the power to do so, but we have never exercised it. We need to be actively participating in our governance according to Section 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And the provisions of this constitution are that we are sovereigns. And as sovereigns, we have the power to hold our governors to account. So using that power now, we can go to the local government chairman and say, we need to know the funds for Ika South. This money.
So if actually these people are actually pursuing one country and one goal, why is it that some people's the money allocated to some people are more than the one some other people get?
They have it. I don't know. I mean, what all I know is the formula they used is a bit dodgy, to be honest with you. But that is another problem to be looked at in closer detail. What we need to do.
This is not fairness. This is
no, it isn't. But you see, when you know this, I mean, now if I didn't talk about this now, if I hadn't talked about this, you wouldn't be aware. Many people won't be aware. Now you know. Now you know. You can now scrutinize it, and you can question the formula. Now we can question the formula as citizens, and you have a right to do so. As you are asking now is very good. Again, you are using the powers, but the fact that you are asking, you are straight away using the powers that belongs to you because you are a sovereign. But you need to do it collectively. To be effective, it has to be done as as it has to be done collectively in the communities. So we need this information to go into every community right now, so that people can begin to hold their governors to account. That is a powerful. What I'm showing you is powerful tools that you can use. You can go back all the way down to last year, find out how much you are paid. Like I said, they're paid 200 million. Don't be smart, not be my mind. Abi, not be my mind. Now, I mean that one, that's not serious money. Now, if we as Yorubas or Biafrans, we cannot raise that kind of money in a month. So isn't it better we tell our people so that they can begin to get those in power to account for that money? So anyway, I don't know. What are your thoughts on what you've had now, Bright? What are your thoughts on what you just had just now?
What I saw just now is completely shocking, and I've not really taken time to check on this. What I know, what I know is that if something is corrupted, it is very, very hard to make a change there, because.
But we have to confront it. We have to confront it.
Yeah, if we have to confront it, it is. You have to understand
I understand what you're saying. Believe
you have
me.
to understand the integrity that is this government.
Yes.
The thing is, if you have to confront something, this is evil that you are confronting.
Yes.
And you know, evil is dangerous.
Oh, my brother.
Even when it kills you, it cries.
My
cries
brother.
more than it can be killing you and be crying more than you.
My brother, as it stands now, we have no other choice, because whether we like it or not, these people who are in power now, they are oppressing us, and the only way we can stop it is if we stand together in community by community to begin to confront them using the powers in the book. Nobody has done it so far. Nobody has actually gone out and quoted this to them and connected it to the finances of the nation. Nobody. It's never been done. So we need to start that process, is what I'm saying. And furthermore, when we start doing this, we can now instruct. Once we start exercising these powers, we can instruct the local government chairman, state house of assembly members, state house of reps, senators and governors to go and demand for the refineries of the nation to be fixed by passing a law forcing the government to do so, because of the power we possess. Because right now our people are paying so much for petrol. We are being ripped off daily because we are not actively watching what's going on.
Yeah, for me, Ayo, these people cannot do. These people you are talking about trying to save are the enemies of themselves. If you start anything now, if you start having enough materials in your hands now, like you're already doing, and you start with this material, this is when you can act to be able to take the government to account.
Yes.
And another thing you are going to be doing, you know, these people's democracy is very different from where
I know. We know that. We know all that.
To be able to enforce something, to make something, that means you still have to start convincing the people by using these materials to engage them. When they see that thousands and millions of them have turned to you, haven't opened their eyes.
Yes.
These people will still come after you, and they will still be looking for all these files that you have to destroy it. They are looking for files, a lot of files from Nnamdi Kanu, but they have not been able to, except if the wife have sold him, so they sold it to them now. If not, they are still looking. They are still torturing him for him to, let them have the files.
My brother, I understand what you're saying. Honestly,
this can work as a separate body out of
course,
the movement.
Of course, and it has to be separate from it. It has to.
For example, as Oduduwa or Yoruba nation as an entity can embody this, can chest it.
No. You know what I'm just saying, my brother. All I am saying is this: I'm not. For me, I'm not even going to put this forward for Yoruba nation to do anything about it in that way. I think that the struggle is a legitimate struggle, because the mere fact that the refineries, we have 4 refineries, we are the only nation in the entire world with no refinery, and we are the 3rd largest oil producer in the entire world.
But you know why, sir? You know why?
It's rigging. They rigged it. They destroyed, they sabotaged the refineries. They sabotaged it.
Let me tell you why, for the
Yeah.
benefit of people who are listening.
Yeah.
You know, we have decided that it is either we die or we get what we want.
Yes.
The reason is Nigeria has continued to advance, and Nigeria has gone beyond again his scope of existence to encroach into the corresponding individual's land and their lives. They are ripping off our oil.
Yes.
They knew that they were supposed to respect our integrity, enforce a resource control which allows all the regions to control where they have and take care of the federation. But they don't want to do that. There are few individuals who have taken the oil. These people who have taken the oil are still the people who caused the Biafran War. They caused the Biafran War with the propaganda, connived with the British and Soviet Union and America to destroy our land because they need the oil well. The Sultan of Sokoto and several of them in the north, they have oil well. But they were telling them that the Igbos need their oil. Meanwhile, they were busy owning an oil well in Biafra land that is not in their location. Having owned the oil well in order to take the resources just as the British did, while they were killing us, committing genocide in Biafra land, they were building an underwater pipeline down to England. And when you say it today, people, some non-entities will start arguing with you.
Indeed.
But this is true.
My brother.
Always want to grab the Fulani wants the oil for themselves. So there is no need repairing the Nigerian refinery or Nigeria refining oil. No, they have to sponsor a Fulani man to build a refinery for themselves.
I know.
So that when the whole country go places, or if they choose to kill off the people in the south, they now have their refinery in the west. And they did this business. They have connived. This was the sabotage that come from the Yoruba land. It's not as if the Fulani like Yoruba, but they have to use Yoruba to achieve the conquest.
Yeah.
And it has went so deep to colonize Yoruba people to extent that in some certain communities, it has to decide for them when they do their Yoruba cultural festival or not to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And having Fulanized this territory helps them to plant something that can be like a trust, which is the oil refinery. And this is why there has never been anything like fuel subsidy in the country. There hasn't been. People instigated it and they make it as it is part of the item of the law. But it was literally not there.
No.
But they had Nigerians pay for it, and they lied to you that is why you are buying fuel in cost price. Yeah. No.
It's a lie. It's all a lie.
Some people are feeding off from you. And this is why we can never ever bow for Nigeria. It is either he clears us from our land or he come to our land and Biafra land will swallow them.
My brother, I am not arguing with you about that point, and it's a valid point to make because of the oppression. Because Nigeria, as I speak, the fact that they failed to get a functioning refinery is justification that we have to go for self-determination, because they're not managing the lives of the people in the way they should. We could have a refinery working within 3 months, within 2 months even. We could have it working. We could have the refineries working, and we could lower the price. But they are using it to exploit the resources of the people. But this is where the powers on the screen now, showing our people, encouraging them to use those powers. I'm hoping that it will wake many up enough, wake enough up for them to know that they can take control gradually, and begin to address these issues. And they themselves can be involved in pushing for self-determination, because that is the ultimate goal in how I see it. But I don't have a crystal ball to see the future, but I'm hoping that this information, I'm glad that you found it useful, and you can tell people information about it, their areas. And that's what we need to do, because when people are informed, they can make informed decisions. For example, many people didn't know this, so they weren't able to really make informed decisions. So what we're saying is that doing this does not remove from the clamor for Biafra or Yoruba nation. It doesn't. It actually adds to it, because people now know exactly how much money is being paid and looted, and how they can put a stop to it. And if it doesn't stop, then they know that they are fully justified in going for the self-determination that we are all talking about. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to,
Absolutely.
so I'm not in any. I don't. If Nigeria is not working, for anybody to stay in Nigeria, it has to be working in terms of infrastructure. In fact, in terms of having healthcare, roads, water, light, schools, bridges, and so on and so forth. And that is why we are bringing this program. So I'm hoping that many of you who are watching this would have learned a thing or two from the broadcast. Once again, I do apologize from the earlier mishap in the broadcast where the broadcast was muted and everything else. But we've been able to put information to you now that you can glean something from and actually go, right, okay, you know what, this is something we can really use to to develop, to actually begin to hold our governors to account. And we need to get used to doing that, because even when we get to Yoruba Nation and Biafra Nation, we will need to be actively participating in our government. So it is just as well that we start being actively participating in our governance, holding them to account, using the powers that we have to hold them to account. Anyway, I just wanted to just share that, and I will be doing more programs like this. I don't know if anybody else has more states. My phone line is down at the minute, so we can't make any phone calls. But I will be sorting that out in the next day or so, and we'll be able to get phone calls in. But for now, anyway, Bright, how do you see from what you've seen today? What are your thoughts?
I must say thank you so much for orchestrating this program. I would love to be having programs like this with you.
Yes, we can do. We'll do more. Yes, we will do more.
Yes, no because doubt. this will go a long way to enlighten the people. I know if I tell you that these people dealt with us, yes, they dealt mercilessly with us.
Of course.
Because of lack of shared lackadaicity. Yes. People are I don't care attitude. People are, for some reason that kind of spirit was initiated on people. Mm-hmm. They don't really care. Mm-hmm. People engage in things that are unprofitable to the mm-hmm. society. Mm-hmm. You see somebody who wants to hammer like billions of money, even if he doesn't have the idea to do that. Mm-hmm. And this helps them to engage. And who is doing this to these people? It is the same politicians. These mm-hmm. guys are just litigants that does not. People who are not unqualified people who are not merited to become a common driver because he's mental. He doesn't have that mental ability to be able to function in that party. But you see this person becoming president, becoming senators, local government chairmen and governors, and they now left the sole aim of service. They don't even know that they are serving. They don't even, it is you and I that is teaching them that you are serving the people. You are a servant. The Constitution has said that the power belongs to the people. And that particular portion that said that the power belongs to the people still tell you that every laws and every bill that you have to pass has to be derived from these same people, from this same particular Constitution.
Thank you. Indeed.
And this particular Constitution didn't just give power to the people. He said it is supreme.
It is.
Because if it is not supreme, you cannot call the place sovereign. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the people are the sovereignty of the country.
Indeed.
Meaning that the authority, the power
lies with them. It resides with the people. Exactly.
Lies in the hands of the people. But indeed. I must tell you that today, people have risen up many times to hold the government to account, but they have been shut down in blood.
But
we have a system that do not listen to his children, listening to the society, but instead, he takes a strike force on people holding placards, handbills, and flags. He shut them down, brother. He shut them down in their blood. Just to create fear. This is a terrorist. This is terrorism. There is Nigeria should be recognized as a terrorist institution.
It is.
because
In
he
many
does not
ways.
follow the constitution. He does
No.
not respect the constitution.
No.
Because there are 101 million evidences exerting Nigeria as a terrorist organization and as an institution that does not respect the law, as a lawless state. Nnamdi Kanu is like number 200 example.
Yeah.
But for us, it is our major example to show that Nigeria does not respect the law. It doesn't matter if I wrong you now, Ayo, or maybe you wrong me, and I go to court, and you get just you were proven, I was proven wrong, and let me say, for example, I didn't get justice, but you got. As far for the fact that the law had decided, that does not mean that I'm not grieved too. But I have to respect that law first, respect the court order first, and then I can file another application to a higher court.
Exactly.
Or write to the court, even if I don't have money. Somebody can. There are lawyers that works as
pro bono.
Pro bono. You understand? So which is also help me. And if I don't have money, the law also give me the right to get a lawyer from the government that will serve my best interest. That will serve for justice.
I think one of the problems that's very, very evident is that the constitution has not been in our local languages. So many people have not had access to it by just simply that action alone. Now that we're translating sections of it to make people know the powers they possess, we're trying to even the odds, because I don't see Nigeria will never work for as long as we have injustice reigning. As long as there are people who are oppressing people, it will never work. And that would only mean that the call for self-determination will only grow louder. So the system that is now giving 8,000 naira to 12 million people for 6 months, and yet the same system is given to just about 500 people, under 500 people, 70 billion naira for allowances, for clothes, for cars, for whatever. It shows the injustice in the system. It shows that system is not willing to work for the people. But if the people start exercising the powers, up to date, like I said, for over 24 years, since 1999, no attempt has been made such as I'm putting forward now, where we're putting forward now, where people have been made aware of the powers they possess in the constitution and the monthly allocation that they receive and the powers they have to be able to compel those they elect into office to release the figures to them and give them updates about what the funds are being used for. So, I'm going to wrap it up here now. We are going to come back again and do a part 2 and part 3, part 4 of this broadcast, Bright. We will have to, because it's very, very important. But yes. I'm really grateful for you joining me this afternoon. And I want to thank everybody who joined us in the broadcast and those who will watch it later on. Please don't forget to go and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Go ahead and subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up. So subscribe, hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. You've seen live on air how you can access your monthly allocation for your local government area. Even you watching me, you can do it from your phone, from your mobile phone at home, and that is what we are looking at. We will come back and talk about the issue about other things that have been discussed now. Apparently Tinubu is saying that if he's removed as a president, it will cause anarchy and everything else. Fine. That's another discussion for another time. But right now, we need our people to know the powers they possess and how they can use it and how they can begin to actually ensure that they teach each other. It is not longer about just one person now. It's our collective effort. And Absolutely. it does not remove from our drive for either Yoruba nation or Biafra nation. It doesn't. It means that right now we are all suffering. Whether you're going for Yoruba nation or Biafra nation, we are suffering because of the oppressive government and the fact that we have not been allowed to participate in our governance. Well, now we have those powers. We must begin to use it collectively. The more we use it, the more we begin to redress the imbalance. That is what we're trying to put forward. So I want to thank you so much, Bright, for joining me on this broadcast and for taking the time. And listen, I wish you continued recovery and And thanks for being very candid and honest about the fact that you're doing therapy. It's a personal thing, and I'm very brave of you that you mentioned it. But it's the impact of what's going on, and I wish you continued improvement in health and mental health. And please, let's continue this discussion. We will talk some more. And yes, I well understand your well-reasoned discussion argument for Biafra, and I might not agree with 100% how it's done, but I can see it.
Yeah, I wanted to say, don't be angry when I
no, I'm not.
When I refer issue, because I'm a citizen person.
Yes.
And I have the spirit of citizen. That's why I like to see a society that can work.
That functions, exactly.
And that can function for the
masses,
benefit of everybody.
For everybody.
Something that can function for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Nigeria is not. Not. No matter how you try to, we can function better.
Yes.
We can function better.
Yes.
When we are assisting each other, like German, Italy, and France, all these countries in Europe, they have one body.
Exactly.
That we can actually function work like that.
Exactly.
That connection will be more than a brotherhood.
Exactly.
Than being jam-packed in one place.
Exactly. For me, the central thing right now is to deal with the current situation, but the long-term goal remains for me, my heart, that we have to have Yoruba nation. And I'm not gonna. I know you're looking at other ways in which that and others are how that can be achieved in Biafra. But for me, I believe that is this political process is how we will get there. It might take some time, but we will get there. And because the system itself is shown that it is incapable. It is incapable of having good governance. So that is putting it on the plate for our people. And by getting them involved in that process, they can see that even if as we're going for this, we know the system is not working. You know what the next step is? Let's actually all go for self-determination, and they'll be doing it. I foresee a point where the people at home will be the ones driving, going and setting themselves up, and going, look, self-determination is what we want. You go and tell them that, and they'll be driving for that, and we will just support them. I can foresee that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but,
Chief, I like to tell you that if in my place, in our place. Our people are the ones volunteering to sit at home. That is why I like to point here that if you see anything that is contrary, like molesting people or fighting people, that is a Nigerian thing.
Exactly, it's
our
a
people
propaganda.
Voluntarily, or the foreigners, the foreigners who work in the bank or teachers who are not exactly from the place are the ones you see that may try to come and counter what we are doing, or the people who sold the Nnamdi Kanu who were working with him before. We have passed a vote of no confidence on them. So whatever they put up there, they are immaterial and they are absolutely negligible. Please.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here. We will just before we go, let me just play this song again, because earlier we played it but it didn't work. So we'll play that song again.
Can I have a copy of your song, please?
Yes,
I don't have money, but I'd like to have it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
For my
I'll send
broadcast.
It to you. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll send it to you so you can use that. Yeah, okay. So before
when I'm playing it, I'll put your icon there, so people can know it's coming, where it's coming from.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll do that. I'll send that to you, and we can, all right. Listen, let me send this to you now. Let's play this now. So, ladies and gentlemen, so you've been watching myself and Bright. Let me just quickly do this. I'm gonna stop the broadcast here. Before we go, actually, let me just do this. Please, I want you to familiarize yourself with the Constitution, those section of the Constitution we showed on the screen here. Very, very important. Let me just make sure we stop the sharing here first, so that it's we can allow us to come back. Yeah, okay. So now let me just okay. What's this now? View gallery. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this, but okay. Let me just get that right. So that's me and Bright right there. So I want to say thank you very much for joining us. You've been watching Season 8, the platform where we speak truth to power. Bright, we will come back again. I'll be expecting that me and Bright will be doing more shows on this platform on a regular basis, and trying to talk about issues from different. We might have different views on certain things, but definitely the goal remains the same: to empower our people, and that is most important. But before we go, let us listen to this song, and I will send you that song. I promise, I will send it to you. Let's get this done. So thank you so much, guys. So listen, here we go. Cisnewa. My people, oh, I throw it a low. Hey, hey. Make it hear, How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey oh. Now so my people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp oh. The time done knock where we suppose stand up for our rights oh. Stand up for our rights oh. The time done knock where we suppose stand up oh. For our rights oh. For self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. That's all. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man can't tell you now say una get constitution. No be lie. Nah lie, yo. Nah fake. Nah fraud, oh. That yeah constitution. Now him then they claim close to na high, yo. Make una wake up. Make una wake up, oh. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right oh. Confirm. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right oh. Confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people, for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, bagam, be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. La 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 oh. Okay, so thank you so very much. Before we go now, Bright, if you wanted to say one or two things before we go, thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Season NY here. Bright, let me leave you with the closing comments and then we can wrap it up from there. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ayo. That was a very, very powerful song. I love that song. I would like to play it in my radio
Okay,
when I'm
fine.
broadcasting.
Please,
It's,
I'll send it to you. Yeah, we'll do that because it's a
it's,
message. The message is important.
it's a very powerful message, and I believe that if my people listen to that music, they will like to subscribe more. Those who have not subscribed, because I know there was a time I shared your link and I talked about it.
Okay.
And so they can go and subscribe.
Yes.
Because this is waking the people up, telling people to wake up, because your land is your land. If you fold your hand, you will be conquered.
Yes.
This
it is.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
This is oh my God, I'm having an issue. Sorry.
Okay, it's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. I mean,
Yeah, this is a kind of. I mean, Nigeria is created by a company, and today the company is no longer answering Royal Niger Company.
Exactly.
It's Unilever.
Exactly. So
after ripping your life apart and then planted something, they planted a way they can keep stealing to sustain, the imperialist occupation government sustained their existence by creating Nigeria. So I don't believe that if I come to your land and conquer you and use your ancestors for slavery, I'm going to create a country that will work for your best interest and not my.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's my sentiments exactly.
So I think, that is something that is like someone dreaming, a type of dream that will never come true. And if somebody if they say they give you freedom, and you didn't suffer for it, then the person will give you a condition, just like a prisoner who is in hostage. The government is demanding something for his hand. So we give you several conditions to bail you. So that is not a freedom.
No.
That is like bailing you. Then after a while, you'll be still coming to the prison to to do some kind of clearance. So that is not what we want.
No.
We want our children to be able to have a guaranteed future.
Exactly. Thank you.
We want our children to be proud of us. We want our children, when they go to the West, they go to America, they will be able to identify themselves and say, I'm Oduduwa.
Exactly.
I am a Biafran.
Exactly.
Once you said Oduduwa, they know you are Yoruba.
Exactly.
When you say you are a Biafran, they know you are from the south. They know you are where you are from.
Exactly.
And you know the ineptitudes and the crisis that is going on today is what my ancestors fought against.
Yeah, exactly.
And but of course, because there was no media and people were more primitive as at that time, because the evidence of colonization, the bread of colonization is still in so many people. But now, the situation has not changed. And that is why it is very paramount, it is important that we chart a new course.
Exactly.
This particular one, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what this new generation have in store to benefit from Oduduwa Nation and from Biafra Nation.
Thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What I will do is we will come and we'll be back again and of course when we'll be doing more shows together, you and I, certainly on this platform. And we'll be talking about more things and giving a lot more information to people to awaken them. The purpose on the platform is to awaken our people. Citizen NY is a platform where we speak truth to power, and we'll continue to do so. So I want to thank you so much, Bright, for joining me today. We'll be back again some other time. Thank you so much for joining, and I want to say bye to everybody else now. For now, we say bye for now.